And now, Kyle and Steven present another episode of the Go F Yourself podcast.
It's Fix.
Really? Well, that's embarrassing. The Go Fix Yourself podcast.
And it's Christmas week. Look at us.
Yeah.
It's Kyle and Steven. We're back with the Go Fix Yourself podcast. And if you're not excited for Santa to come in your chimney this week, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Oh, man. I am excited for Santa.
No, he's coming. He's a coming.
Yeah. I think it's kind of weird because it's like every year, and everybody feels this way, like Christmas just like sneaks up on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It literally, I don't know about you, but like it's like, oh, just last week we had Thanksgiving. No, like it's
a month ago.
A month ago, man.
Yeah, I think it's just people with anxiety's worst nightmare, Christmas, because it's like you have to get presents for everybody. You have to figure if like you got to get parents, kids, blah, 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 all these people. And then you got to like spend all this money that you're like, well, should we be spending all this money? It's just like there's a lot of...
dude. It's all about consumerism. I saw this video on TikTok and it was like, and I thought it was funny because it was two people explaining Christmas to Jesus. And they're like, he's like, oh, like, think about if Jesus didn't know anything about Christmas. Yeah. He's like, oh, so you celebrate my birthday,
right?
Yes.
There's this guy, Santa.
Yeah.
That kind of does a little bit more than you.
It's like, so okay, what's those socks up on the chimney or the mantle for? Well, that's for Santa. He comes in and he gives presents, but we put the presents in there. It's for us. So you're giving yourselves presents on my birthday. Like it is like a weird concept of how it grew. And he's like, it's not even my birthday. My birthday's in May. I'm a Leo or whatever he said, whatever that is, but.
Well, I mean, it is true. Like the whole idea of the thing that I'm running into right now is we are teaching our children, well, mainly the older one, not to lie, right? The whole thing is, hey, let's tell the truth whenever possible, no matter what the consequences are. Is Santa real? Okay, well, do you...
So where's that line? Where do you draw that line? Like, I know you've done Elf on the Shelf, too.
No, we have done some Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah.
And really, all of this kind of stuff, Santa and Elf on the Shelf, is all to basically scare your kids into obeying.
Yeah.
And making good decisions.
Be nice, or Santa will give you a call.
If you're on the naughty... I mean, Elf on the Shelf is supposed to tattle to Santa.
Is he? That little bitch.
That's where he goes every...
That's what happens.
Yes, he leaves
So
Christmas
that's
Eve.
the lore.
The I guess. You can
the
say whatever.
Story. Okay, I always thought like he was just like...
He's a spy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just thought that. I didn't know he left every night.
I don't know that he leaves. I can't remember the story, but I know he leaves like Christmas Eve, and then that's when he says like bye, and then he goes and tells Santa like if you've been good or I could be butchering it. Whatever it is, he's a snitch.
Oh, that little bugger.
Yeah. So,
oh my goodness.
For those listening, Kyle and Steven Presents has a video coming out actually the same day that this podcast is coming out.
Yeah, so literally...
right after you're done listening to this.
Yes.
Go onto YouTube, type in Kyle and Steven nude, and see,
see what comes up. I would be curious.
Yeah. No, we have a new video that dropped. It's The Christmas Visitor, and we had some fun. It was kind of spontaneous, and... it's a new video.
Yeah. Let's talk about that really quick because I think I get excited about talking about this stuff. So we had a goal. We were like, let's just do a video once a month, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
Yes.
Let's do a video for each little festivity. And we actually had this goal a long time ago.
Sure.
If you remember,
we've talked about it.
We've talked about it for a long time. And now for this year, we were like, let's just do it. We did it. And so this kind of ends our holiday trilogy, is what I'm calling it. I kind of like it. I think we'll do this every year.
Sure.
For now, you know, it's like a little Halloween, Thanksgiving,
The
Christmas.
trifecta of
But the
holiday
difference the difference with this one, besides the other two that we did this year, this one we just did the two of us.
season. Yeah. We didn't have any help.
No. And even though I love having a little bit of a crew, and it kind of takes it off a little bit, like we have a guy running sound, we have a guy looking at the camera and figuring out lighting, and we have a guy documenting the process, which I still need to make those videos. But I like that. But also at the same time, I also like stripping it down, just getting it down to the core, just me and you and a camera. We didn't do any extra lights. We didn't mic you up. We didn't do anything crazy. And I think it turned out really good.
I think it did too. This one is a little different vibe than the last two I think we did.
Yes. This one's a little bit cutesy and like
Cleaner.
Yeah,
like
very
there's
clean.
nothing gross in it, which
I mean,
I don't love, but yeah, the last two where I think there would be some hesitancy on the older generation probably sharing it.
yes. And that's why that's literally the marketing strategy.
Yeah, it's
Was like-
is it shareable?
Yes. So I think the last two were a little bit like on the edge. The first one especially, the eating the ass part.
Yeah, the
Definitely-
language,
Yep.
a couple of things,
But I mean, I think we're learning, and then now we're just also trying to feel things out. But we sat in Black Cup. This was the process. We sat at Black Cup and we were like, okay, let's come up with some ideas.
Christmas ideas.
And we literally filled up half a page in my journal, like literally like this idea, like toys,
Sure,
whatever,
Toy
blah, blah,
Store,
Santa,
yeah.
like tons of them.
I still
And
think
then
that's a really good idea for maybe like next year.
toy store?
The toy store idea
agree.
of
I think there's something there. We just couldn't nail it down. And we actually, so we came up with this idea for a toy store. And like we were going to have a Santa lookalike and we were going to do this whole thing. And we were actually talking to the owners of the toy store and all this stuff. And then we also had an idea for Elf on the Shelf. And Kyle, I'll pull you in. You can stop me whenever you want. But you
Stop. No.
you kind of were like, I have an idea for this. I'm just going to film it.
Yeah, I was like, if we're just gonna like toss it,
Yeah.
if we're gonna commit to the toy store,
I want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it with Aiden. But then you changed your mind, and I don't know what changed your mind, but you were like, actually, you want to come over tomorrow and we'll just film it really quick.
Yeah, because I felt like the idea actually seemed decent enough, and sometimes when you're filming with a kid, like I thought
It
the idea,
sucks.
I mean, with people in general,
Yeah.
that don't quite and I look at my acting on this, I'm like, God, that sucks. I wish I would have done this better, that better. But when you
Yeah.
have somebody that isn't even aware of what they should do or shouldn't do, a lot of times it's like, okay, we need to. You don't even want to do it.
Yes,
because it's
yes.
like you're not getting it, and and I don't blame them.
And
But
then it just kind of is just like, okay, well, they're not getting what I need.
It's not what you pictured in your head.
And so definitely, I think I came over in an afternoon, and we weren't going to make this our official holiday video.
Right. It was
It's just going to be a little one-off.
Yeah.
And but we liked the process so much, and we liked the end product that we were like, this is it. This is going to be
Yeah. I
the
mean, we
one.
brought it to the table,
Yeah.
and it was, I had this whole video in my idea in my head, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, we're going to do upstairs, downstairs, and I'm going to do this and that and this and this. And, I was like, it's only like 9 or 10 shots. And then we basically simplified it down to
Which
one
is-
room,
yeah. Yep.
essentially,
Yeah.
besides the ending.
Yeah, I mean, but still, it's like that's what I think we love, because it's like, okay, we have these big ideas, and then we just like, what's
Yeah, whittle it
exactly
down.
how do you whittle it down to a great story? And I think we ended up with a really fun story. I think
Yeah, I mean, it's
silly.
It is silly, but I'm like, hey, I kept talking about it last time. We're officially on a trend. We've
Yeah.
done 3 in
Yeah.
a row.
Yeah,
4. I mean,
We
people are
did
going
it.
to be like, geez, these guys have been
they're just not stopped. What is
the
these guys
snowball.
sleep? Do they sleep?
snowball effect.
Yeah.
No, it's good. So yeah, check it out tomorrow.
We'll check it out today
Well, yes,
when
correct.
this podcast drops.
That is true.
Little behind the scenes. We're recording the day before.
It's Sunday right now. Yeah, so check it out. Go to YouTube, any social media, Kyle and Steven Presents, and let us know what you think. What have you been watching? Because I've been watching a lot of things.
Have
I went
you?
crazy.
Well, it's funny because what was this last week or 2
I
weeks ago?
was-
You were like,
I was on a
I'm
dry
gonna
spell.
read. I'm gonna read.
Yeah.
And you read. But I kind of flip flopped. I kind of went to the reading portion. I'm trying to finish this book by the end of the year.
The Bible?
Man, I'm in Genesis, so I'm getting there. He just finished the sixth day.
He just made Adam.
I'm excited to see what happens next. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna finish this book by. So I dialed it down a little bit, but also I was working on stuff, and it allowed me to watch a lot more because it was kind of like a mindless project. But I still was just like, it was animation, so it was like drawing over and over the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. So I was like able to watch something. So I did watch a bunch. The one movie that I posted about, because I'm posting about what I'm watching. So thanks to Josh Olson, he was like, you guys talk about movies all the time, every episode. I want to know what you guys are going to watch before. Like a little precursor, like a little prologue. And so when you guys talk about it on the podcast, then I could, join in with you if I have time to watch the movie.
Sure.
And so we've been posting, we're watching this now, we're watching this. So mine was the Terminator this week, the classic, dude. And I honestly, I'm watching and I'm like, I don't remember most of that movie.
Yeah,
I always
Terminator 2 is one.
Terminator 2 is one of my all-time favorites, and I've watched it multiple times. And then I always was like, okay, well, when does a kid get in? And I was like, oh wait, the kid's not even in this first one.
Yeah,
yeah.
Trying to kill Sarah Connor.
Yeah, and so it just kind of looked like I haven't watched it in so many years, and I didn't rewatch it like Terminator 2, and so it's just fun, and then just to see like all the little, the little movie-ness stuff.
Yeah, the end part where he's like, it shows him as the T1 or whatever the robot is.
The what?
That's T.
Oh, I haven't finished it. I'm just kidding.
Spoiler.
Yeah, no, it's
but like
pretty rad.
the special effects, you're like, ooh.
Well, now,
nowadays, you're like,
yeah.
ooh.
Now it's kind of like, oh, okay, they could have spiced it up a little
They
bit.
could have went to the future, where this guy's from.
Back to the Future.
Borrowed some of their special effects.
No, the one thing I loved about it is that so I did some reading. And this is kind of one of the things I want to do as a segment, right? Because I watch a movie and then I want to talk about behind the scenes.
Okay.
And so I'm going to take over this segment a little bit. Okay. But we'll get back to you and what you watched. They actually James Cameron, this is one of his first movies that he directed. And so to save time, he didn't get permits. He would literally call up Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was kind of becoming a big deal at that time. And really the Terminator is what pushed him over.
Sure. Yeah.
And he would call him up at 3 a.m. from editing, and he'd be like, Arnold, we need to film this really quick. Come on over. And then they would go out to a neighborhood, not film permits, and basically illegally set up the camera, just James and Arnold, and then have the prop vehicle, and he would literally smash the window and then drive off. And there's no crew, there's no lighting, there's no nothing. It was just James and Arnold and a camera. And I was like, that's kind of freaking cool. That
would be so weird.
What?
To be in that moment, and be get a call from this director. The movie's not complete.
Yeah.
Erase the legendary movie that it is. It's not made yet.
Yeah.
And so he's like, hey, show up. We're just gonna go to this neighborhood over here.
I mean,
it's just you and me.
But I thought that was kind of so crazy because that was very guerrilla style. I don't know. We've done that before. All right, let's just go to this neighborhood really quick and then film a quick little video.
And every time I try to call Arnold, he doesn't pick up.
I don't know. He gave us the wrong number.
Yeah, no doubt.
No, I thought that was kind of fun. And then there was all the special effects. It was yeah, of course it was
yeah, but for the time,
but man,
crazy.
Crazy how we've come in literally just 30 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was 1989. It came out the year I was born. And so I was kind of blew me away. Even the second one, just going from 1 to 2, you saw also the budget just boom, right?
Yeah.
One really was short, not many, it wasn't short. Sorry. It was small budget, small this, small that.
Okay.
But then the second one was like huge. So
Yeah.
it's cool. I don't know. I love it.
I
love it.
T2 is,
T2 is my fave.
Is a good one.
Yeah.
And reading about some of the little fun things in that one about what's his face like running the with
dude.
the car
And he learned to breathe through his nose at high speeds, and he kept catching up to the motorcycle.
Yeah, I think that was the one they were like, we got to go faster.
Yeah, and then he learned to not blink or something like that too. So
he learned how to be a robot.
Yeah, basically he wouldn't breathe through his mouth as he's running at high speeds,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't blink, so it was just basically like a
Very robotic.
stare.
Yeah.
And I was insane to learn that stuff, to even like think about it, like this is what I should do. And I would love to someday get into that mindset, you know?
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis kind of
Yeah.
really getting into the character.
Yeah. All right. Well, what about you though? What'd you watch?
Okay, so this goes back to where I was reading last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been reading The Old Man and the Sea, Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah.
Real short book, real
Yep.
good about
I've
old
read it.
man
I read it in high
yep.
school.
Old man goes fishing. Hasn't caught anything in a long time anyways. But so I was thinking about like the fisherman lifestyle. I don't know why. And then I started reading about Vikings and their whole lifestyle. So then, I was like, you know what? There's a show on Amazon Prime.
Did you get
Vikings.
sucked in?
Oh, deep.
It's good shit, man. It's good.
Really good.
Yeah, it's good.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
And I've never been intrigued by Viking stuff at all.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I never either. But Mason, my old roommate, he would watch it.
Yeah, I just always was. I always knew it was brutal and crazy and all this
Yeah,
stuff, but
yeah.
it was kind of like the Indians. Like I was never interested, and then as soon as I started reading
Reading
about it, I was
that
like,
book.
oh my god,
What was
this
that?
is
Empire of the Sun or something?
Empire of the Summer Moon. Yeah,
Empire of the Summer Moon.
and it's just like as soon as you start diving into another culture, you're like, oh my Jesus. And so I burned through like 2 seasons.
Oh,
but,
wow,
yeah,
bro.
And the one thing I just ended was something funny because Periphery, the band.
Mm-hmm.
You know how they have a song called Blood Eagle? Are you familiar with
I mean,
Blood Eagle?
I listened to Periphery a long time ago. I haven't
Okay.
listened to him recently.
So
Couldn't tell you a song.
I always knew what this was, but I've never seen it and it's probably up there, and most people are maybe familiar with this, is one of the worst ways to die. And so it's an execution method called Blood Eagle, and where you get on your knees, you grab 2 posts, and somebody comes up behind you, and then they slice down your back.
Oh my. Oh, so
well.
give everybody a little warning.
No.
Yeah, if you don't want to hear what's next, skip ahead 20 seconds.
Skip 20 seconds starting now. Okay, and so then once your ribs are exposed, they take a hatchet.
Oh God,
and then
Kyle,
they
why are you telling me this?
they chop your ribs away from your spine.
Oh my God.
That they flay open like wings, right? And then
Yeah.
they reach in and pull your lungs out and flop them over your shoulders, so they're like curled up wings.
Oh my God.
And then you suffocate to death.
Oh
So that's a Blood Eagle, baby.
Okay, welcome back to the people. Hopefully you didn't catch that because that last part was the worst, bro. Oh,
And so that's
oh my
one way
God.
I don't want to go.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
Oh,
today.
yeah.
I
So they
did
do it
not-
to a guy
Who
in the show.
comes up with that shit, man? That is gnarly.
I mean, you got to try to inflict pain on people like back in the day, like as worst ways as you can.
Man, yeah, I guess like my fear was always like drowning. Like, no, Blood Eagle, definitely a new fear now.
Spread eagle.
Thank you.
That's always been my
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I did. Speaking about like weird ways to die, randomly last night I was like on TikTok before bed and like. I don't know what it is, but like now I'm starting to see true crime stuff. And I'm like, I'm not a true crime guy like you are. Or I'm not like a murderer.
You got on my For You page.
I don't know what it is, but all of a
Yeah.
sudden it started popping up and I'm like, no, skip. Skip. But this guy got me. He's like, number 147 worst ways to die. And I was like,
Oh, yeah, I've seen that guy.
yeah. Maybe it's because I'm hanging out with you or like my phone's listening
hear.
to me right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan
Blood
of
Eagle.
true crime.
Blood
I'm
Eagle.
not a fan of true crime.
They already heard Blood Eagle. You're going to get pounded with stuff.
Anyway, no, this makes the story short. This guy was living with his brother and sister-in-law, and all of a sudden, like, they woke up at 3 a.m. to this guy screaming bloody murder. They go into his room. There's a giant sinkhole
Oh.
right in his room. Everything just fell in, and never heard from him again.
Yeah. I mean,
Brutal, bro. Brutal. Like, woken up, like, everything is just, like, caving
Gone.
in, and then next thing you know, you're buried alive.
yeah, that sounds pretty bad.
Oh, bro.
Somehow, TikTok also knows my worst fears because I've been getting cave exploration videos.
Oh, spelunking, dude.
Well, it's not. It's more of like these how to survive if you get like trapped. And so there's one where this guy's at this like and it's showing you how like a training seminar, and it's a hole like this big. I mean, roughly about this big, and he squeezes his body into it in the ground. So it's like for training if you get trapped under like in a cave.
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, how do you fit in there? And he's like, well, actually what you have to do is you have to breathe out all of your air to like shrink your ribs down to squeeze into this tiny. And I mean, watching him go in there, I swear I almost had a panic attack because
I'm having a panic attack just thinking about it.
And then he got in there and then
God.
I was just like, swipe. But I already watched the whole thing, so I know I'm going to get more. Because, I mean, if you watch the whole video, they're like,
that's
oh, you
the thing.
liked it.
I know. I'm nervous. My For You page became something I loved, and now it's turned into something that I'm like,
It's turned into what you fear.
It's not exactly what I want.
Yeah.
No, this whole segment just got way off. But anyway, so you've been watching Vikings. I've been watching.
Really good.
I watched The Terminator. Also started watching Wheel of Time. Now this is something we've been watching like in the last few weeks. Love that. And then I think what else? I think that's it. And I'm hopefully gonna go see like Spider-Man sometime soon.
Yeah.
And Kingsman.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very excited.
I would
about
love
that.
to see that one.
I almost bought tickets because it comes out. So what is today? The 19th. So tomorrow's the 20th when this drops, and then so I think it comes out the 21st.
Oh,
that
really?
movie. So
On
I was
Tuesday.
like, I almost like bought tickets for the 21st.
Yeah, I'd like to see that one.
Yeah. Do you want to go?
yeah.
Do you want to go with me?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. Little
Like a
date.
matinee.
Little due date.
A double D.
Double.
That's what I call them.
Yeah, like a matinee or something like that.
Yeah, unfortunately,
fun.
my daughter has also started calling pancakes pee-pees.
Oh, I am so
DDs
excited
and
about
pee-pee.
that.
Yeah. She goes, pee-pee? I'm like, please, God, no.
Oh, yes.
So, we have some problems in our household already. I had a lovely night of golf the other day. We had like a little Christmas tournament where we all get together, we drink a little bit, play some indoor golf. And I got my buddy a present that I brought with me. And I don't know if we talked about this.
Oh, no. I did not expect this.
Some smelling salts.
Oh, yes. Let's bust that open.
So,
Oh, God.
these are
We're
just smelling salts, by
I was
the
going
way.
to say, just FYI, we are recording this podcast and we are going to release this on YouTube. So if you do want to see us do this, then you can actually go to the YouTube page and also hit subscribe while you're there. Have you done this yet?
Yes. And
What
I
did
did
you
it
think?
wrong the first time.
Oh,
I
there's a
went
right
in,
way and a wrong way?
Well,
You went in hard?
I went in hard. And I felt like I was buffering for like 7 seconds. Like I felt like I was like,
Oh, my God.
and my buddy was like, my eyes just started watering like crazy.
No.
So like, don't get super close.
Okay, let me just.
You can work your way into it. But
All right,
it's
what-
basically
so
like
I'm looking into the bottle right now,
Yeah,
and
so it's got the
literally looks like
white powder?
asbestos. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
it
it's
kind of has
ammonia.
that. It has that texture.
and so you put some water in it.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that was. Oh my gosh! My eyes are rotting already. That is way worse than I remember. This is like, oh my goodness!
Like
that
if
is.
you do a good one, like
Oh my goodness, bro! That is.
just a little closer.
Oh my gosh, dude! That is
insane.
a wonder.
Yeah.
That-
Get in there.
what does that smell?
Everybody
like-
says it's like cat urine.
No, it smells like I'm on.
It's like a winter.
It's almost like I'm in a pool, like bleach or something. Oh man, you can.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, there it is. There it is. That's the one. That was the one. Oh man,
it's like
woo,
it was
baby,
rough.
Oh man. Wow. So you got this for yourself? You got this for yourself?
So I got it for my buddy. It's kind of like a joke because we were
let me
joking
see
around.
this. Where did you buy this?
Amazon.
Oh my gosh. Bottled insanity, dude.
Yeah, like people, like it's huge in gyms now. People like before they do lifts will take a couple of rips of it and then, lift away and
Keep
set
lid
PRs.
I wonder, does it expire?
So So how this one works, these aren't the sticks that you crack open, obviously. So it's got a cotton ball in there that you put a little teaspoon of water in there, you shake it up, and then it's basically it says it works for a while, like probably weeks, and then it probably decreases in potency. But so yeah, a lot of people use these like right before they lift, and they're like, and then,
oh my gosh, dude!
It's so crazy because I think about what this is doing to us.
Yeah.
Probably killing us. But
probably,
or the guy
I probably
that
just lost a few brain cells.
I don't know. Everything I read was like there's no like long-term effects from it.
I mean,
but what about the guy that like found out this stuff? Because
dude, yeah.
Two of the guys that I made smell it at the thing, like one guy stuck his nose up there and like went.
I'm glad you warned me because I probably
wasn't
done
going
that.
to, but that was like
thank you.
When I did it, like
we're recording.
I thought that's why I was like, how perfect would that be to really mess him up? He's like, I felt the top of my brain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I definitely it shot up my nose.
Yeah, but the first time I did it,
my nose,
like,
and my eyes started watering immediately.
I felt like I had high ping on a video game. Like I was like, like
yeah.
It
Dude,
was so crazy.
That is crazy. That is, oh man, there's got to be like some kind of like actual practical uses you could do with that.
Oh yeah, I mean, for when people are unconscious or
yeah,
for
but I mean, like,
to,
I'm talking like
up.
a weekly use. Like, what is something that you're like, oh, I could use this. Like, literally, like, would you wake up, like instead of a cup of coffee in bed? Whoa, let's go! All right, motivated.
Well, that's why I kind of want to look into it and see like what it actually
is,
the chemical, like what's happening to your body when you get that, because it's not like caffeine, it's not this, it's like a shock.
I would imagine like they're probably like in a factory long time ago. They're in a factory,
I mean. That's
and then
the
they're
story
just
I
like
wanna read
cooking
about.
up stuff, and they're actually like doing something completely different, and all of a sudden like boom, like everybody was in the room and they couldn't escape that smell. That's a visual in my head.
So I agree. That's actually terrible to think about because if you have too much, it messes you up.
Yeah, so
imagine like a room exploding with that.
and then if you're breathing that in,
dead.
Man, maybe you just
me.
like you can't even like take a deep breath in because
you
God.
can't. Yeah, it's like pure wintergreen just shooting up your sinuses.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I wonder
Anyways,
if that clears your sinuses.
it does a little bit.
I kind of feel like it just
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
So if you haven't tried smelling salts, try them.
Yeah. What is the brand name?
This one's Ward Smelling. I was kind of like trying to get the best rated one on Amazon. This one says
It has a lot of good reviews. What when people read a review for smelling salts, what were they?
Yeah, you just like, I murdered my whole family.
I was gonna say these are good.
This is the best.
I buy them a lot.
It's only 2 ingredients: sodium carbonate and ammonium chloride.
Okay.
Keep away from children. Do not use if allergic or pregnant. Keep at least 6 inches away from nose. Avoid contact with eyes and mouth. Yeah, the 6 inches away is probably about there.
Yeah, well, that was definitely 6 inches, but then when I got the nice whip, I was
it's
like,
so crazy because
way
like
closer.
It's like even right there, that is
Okay, so
rough.
Here's a review. 5 stars, made for elite athletes.
Well, duh. That's why I got it.
1 star, dangerous. After dropping a cap full of water, I waited 10 minutes and got ready to smell it. It was way too powerful and nearly killed me. Another 1 star. Doesn't last.
I actually
longer
wrote
than
that
a week.
review.
5 star, 5 star. Another 1 star. Be careful. Very strong product. This thing almost burned my nose off after sniffing it. I tried more water to help with the strength. We were just going clean in. These guys are wussies.
I know.
Yeah.
I put the water, like you put it in the water one time,
Okay.
and then it's always in. Like,
Oh, so the water's in there.
activates it, yeah.
Gotcha. Anyway.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It's just like
I didn't know you use these for powerlifting. I thought I didn't,
people
I
do.
didn't
Yeah,
realize that.
apparently. Like you'll see, like if you're on TikTok, like gym bros, like
No,
a lot
I-
of guys are like,
Consistently.
well, like they try to like get like enough to like kind of jolt your system.
Oh,
And then-
I would say my system is jolted.
yeah, yeah.
Dude.
It's just I don't know why it's a dumb thing to buy, but I was just so curious because
No, that's good. That's good.
it
Yeah.
wasn't what I expected.
I'm glad you didn't warn me about this because I'm glad that I was like, surprised just as much as everybody watching and listening.
Yeah. I really did want to let you walk face first into that, but I just would have
Well,
felt bad
so
because you would have been like, dude,
That's the thing.
cut
So
the
what was it?
podcast.
My story from a few weeks ago. I've done smelling salts before,
Right.
But it was in this old RV, and who knows how long it's been there. So it was probably like way diluted.
Oh yeah.
And I remember sticking it right up to my nose and doing that, and being like, "Oh, that's a kick to your balls," but like it was not that bad. Like
Yeah.
this
is
was like
strong.
This is very strong.
Yeah.
Very strong. So
So-
thanks for bringing that along. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Mary Chrysler. We're gonna have some
Merry
fun.
Christmas.
Yeah. With Christmas around the corner, we are thinking about like what are some tradition? Well, is there anything you do
yes.
every Christmas?
Yes.
Stuff you watch?
Yes.
There's got to be everybody watches this
I
movie.
think the out of all the holidays, I think the traditions are the most alive in Christmas, right? Because this is
Yeah.
why I go back to New York to spend time with family every year. And so there's a few Christmas traditions that I really like, and so this is the first time Alicia's going to be joining me too.
Right.
And so traditions have lost a little bit just because families all over the place. Now it's a little different and whatever. And I come in Christmas Day because it's the cheapest ticket, stuff like that. So it's weird. So we're all over the place. But I'm like, I want a little bit of old Christmas traditions so we can show Alicia kind of like what we used to do and kind of like maybe give her some traditions. Maybe she has new traditions.
Right.
One of them is this is something we kind of still do, but it was more for kids. It was basically me and my brother. So we would split up with one of our parents. We'd go to the dollar store and we would just we'd have $20 to spend for the other sibling. And we'd go around and get action figures or whatever stuff.
Oh,
and then
okay.
those would be our stocking gifts. So we'd wake up super early and open up stocking gifts.
Yep.
So for each other. And then we'd have breakfast and then we'd open up the real gifts.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we were gift crazy.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing how different families do. We used to, for a period of years, open up all our presents on Christmas Eve.
Oh, interesting. I know a lot of people that do that.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, it was after the Santa phase.
I always
obviously.
was like, that's a weird family.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Opening
I
up,
was like,
we would open up one
yeah.
present
That's common.
Christmas Eve. Yeah.
I think I don't even remember the reasoning why we would do it. I think it was just because in the morning time we wanted to have like a nice breakfast.
My mouth feels dry. Is that because of the smelling salts?
That might be.
I'm like, it's just all of a sudden just like shunk.
You're actually
Sorry, I
going to die
interrupted.
in a couple of days.
I was going to say, it's just going to take all the moisture out of
Yeah.
my body.
It sucked it out.
Anyway, sorry,
Smelling
continue.
salts.
Yeah. You're talking about traditions, Christmas Eve.
Yeah, just I like pretty standard. I like to wake up. I like to have a coffee. And as you'll find
Yeah.
out in a few years, the dad part of Christmas is just you don't really expect much. You don't it's not about you anymore.
No,
Ever.
I'm not. And that's kind of what I love about it.
Yeah, it's about the kids and it's about like your wife or your significant
It's
other.
about spending time with family.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, just the whole gift idea is
Yeah.
about like watching everybody else be excited,
Yeah.
and you get stuff, but really, I just like to just chill there with a nice cup of coffee in my cozies. That's what we call
Yeah.
them, our cozies.
What is that? Slippers?
Well, just like your pajama, like
Oh, yeah, yeah,
comfortable clothes.
Oh yeah, big fan of cozies in
Right.
my house.
And then
Yeah.
everybody else, has fun opening presents, and then
Yep.
you get your little stuff, and I just like to chill.
I know.
I don't want to do the whole
That is something. So I think what it has been. So we open gifts and all that stuff, and then we have the afternoon to kind of do whatever. Like
right.
if you have gifts and you want to play with them, go for it. But like this was last year. I took a picture because I loved this moment. I was reading a book. Now my parents don't have a fireplace, but we had TV with the fire Yule log
yeah,
going.
yeah. Yep.
We had Christmas music playing in the background. My mom was doing something, my dad was doing something. It was just like a beautiful moment, right? And the Christmas tree is twinkling. It was like Christmas night. We're about to have dinner and watch a movie. It was just like,
I know what you mean.
I loved
There-
it. It was just like great moment.
There's something special about that, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why we don't try to replicate that more.
Well, I mean,
Maybe it is because it's so rare. That's
Yeah.
why we enjoy it. but-
maybe. But I mean, I think in my older years, I've been like, and especially in the last year, I've said this on the podcast before because I saw a TikTok video and it was like, if you only see your parents once or twice a year, that's like literally like 10% of, left. You don't got that many more times left. If you think about it that way.
10 years left.
And so literally that's when I was like, oh, I booked another plane ticket down there this year. So I'm going to go down 3 times instead of 2 or 1. Actually, no, I usually just go 1. And so that, and I think having those moments is special because I'm like, I don't get those that much.
Right.
So like, I think you're right on that. So I don't know. But I mean like traditions as far as moving forward, like, there's like a lot of like we like to watch White Christmas.
Okay.
You ever heard of that movie?
Oh, very much.
Bing
so.
Crosby, Danny Kaye. For some reason, that is a Cornfield family tradition. Is watching White Christmas. Good movie if you never watched it. Very old.
Yeah.
Sing and dance and whatever.
The worst.
Yeah. But I mean, for some reason, it just like has been like we used to watch it every Christmas Eve, but now since I fly on Christmas Eve, we don't watch it. But we still watch that sometime throughout the week.
Right.
So
what about Christmas Story?
no,
Really?
was never a Christmas Story person.
Yeah, we always were.
Was that you the movie?
Growing up, that was always as soon as it on TNT when it started playing for 24 hours.
Yeah.
I would be watching that sucker. I tried to watch it like 5 or 6 times.
Oh, God.
I don't know why.
I couldn't do that to my favorite movie.
I'm just sick. Okay. And I like to set records.
smelling
I'm there with
salts.
my smelling salts. One more time, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Because yeah. I wanted a BB gun because of that movie, right?
Yeah, Little Red Rider BB gun.
Exactly. And one year, my dad did exactly that with a BB gun. We opened up all the presents, and I've been asking for a BB gun forever.
Shot his eye out.
No.
Oh, okay.
He goes, oh, what's that behind the recliner over there? And after we'd opened up all of our presents, right?
Beautiful. I love those
and
moments.
I was like, what do you mean?
So
He's like,
cute.
Why don't you go look over there? And then, of course,
What are you, dumb, you idiot?
Kyle, you're blind. It's over there. It looks like you already shot both of your eyes
Take
out.
the shades off. Yeah. Take the shades off your eyes.
Yeah. So, I walk over there, it's wrapped up. And
that's
I was like,
cool.
it's a total Christmas Story moment. And
You
then
still have that BB gun?
No, I used it for a lot of mayhem.
I was going to say.
Do not give your kids BB guns.
Yeah, I want to know what happened.
Yeah.
A lot of dead squirrels around
There's
Kyle's
just-
property growing up.
I didn't need one, that's for sure. But just Christmas
Just
is
fueled the dark side.
Yeah.
It's like what like
There's a bunch of
what
dead
it's like,
birds,
I was
everything.
gonna say like the what do they say like if you see a serial killer they're probably killing animals as a child.
Right.
Oh well, yeah. Kyle, check.
I
Check.
went hunting in the backyard. Yeah. No, we did some. Yeah. Most kids don't need a BB gun that can cause damage.
I still don't.
Yeah.
I don't need a gun. Period.
That's probably true.
Yeah. I don't trust myself.
Well, Christmas does offer us a ton of traditions, and I was thinking, do you guys eat something very specific for dinner every year, or does it change?
My mom goes crazy with every meal. Like so since now it's like my mom loves to cook. She loves to entertain. And so now since we're going down, like I'm going down there, and now it's me and Alicia going down there. She just is like every meal is a big meal.
Yeah.
And so like literally months ago, my mom was texting me like, "What do you want to eat? What's the menu? What do you want to look forward to?" So I think it's mostly just like a big Christmas dinner, right? Ham and like all the things, mashed potatoes,
All the fixins.
dude. It's like Thanksgiving
It's part 2.
Yes.
There's one thing that I really liked that Molly's parents always did kind of before COVID happened, but every Christmas we would have crab legs. She would get crab legs.
Ooh, I love that.
And maybe there was something else like prime rib or something. But I think crab legs is what I always remember.
Yeah.
And a big thing, you each got your own butter, like a big thing of butter to dip it in, and then like scissors to cut it. And man, there is something about crab legs dipped when you break open the end. And then,
oh my gosh, dude.
that's the butter.
Dude, It's so good. There's nothing better than
Butter.
getting the joint off and then pulling out this big
old
long, giant, just
Yeah.
floppy.
Yeah. I don't even want to see how you eat it because that's. Steven, you need to chew it.
Oh, no, I
it's gone
don't.
down.
No, I don't.
Steven the sword swallower. I could see it.
Oh, yeah, dude. I love crab. Yeah.
It's really good.
Love lobster too, but not as much. Not as much.
They're all good. Fish
Yeah.
is, I mean, unless you're allergic to it, which a lot of people are.
Yeah, good point. But no, crab leg, that would be definitely up there. I love crab legs. But no, I'm just excited. I think Christmas is, for now, now that I'm in my 30s, and it's been just I'm looking forward to being with family.
Yeah, I think COVID has made everybody a
I
little bit
don't-
more conscious of that.
And I don't really care about gifts.
Yeah.
And I did buy gifts for people but I really Alicia was like, well, what do you want? I was like, I don't know. I mean, usually if I want something, I buy it.
I know.
I don't need anything. And
Don't tell her nothing. Tell her something really
a double-sided dildo.
for you and for me. No, I would just I told Molly I want cozy stuff. I want some new socks.
Yeah.
I want hoodies.
I think she did buy. I mean, I kind of know what I'm getting, and so
Yeah.
I think I do know that I'm getting some cozy things.
Yeah.
Which I'm I don't cozy out that much. I still, since I work from home, I'm still jeans.
Mm-hmm.
I wear I'm gonna go to work, but then once in a while, I put on the sweatpants and
I get dressed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's such a weird time now, but you know what? I'm excited for Christmas. We got a few days and it's nice. I do the week before Christmas where everybody's kind of getting excited.
Yeah.
People are off schools. A lot of
Yeah.
people are off work.
Are you off work for the rest of the
I'm
week?
not.
So you have a couple
but I'm
more
kind
days?
of it's kind of a loose week
Yeah.
because people are out.
Yeah.
And I just gotta kind of do my normal duties.
That makes sense.
But it's just, it's exciting because it's leading to something in an event.
Yeah.
It's kind of before Thanksgiving. You
Yeah.
get excited and then the day's here and then it's over.
Yeah, but I mean, also then we got New Year's, which I
Yeah.
think we're gonna bump out one more episode before I leave. So we will have one more episode next Monday.
Yep.
Talk about our Christmas and talk about all that stuff.
And then we got to get started
But
on
we'll
our
talk
next
about New
video.
Year's. Yes, and then but we are going to take off the 3rd, so we're not going to have one podcast the first week of January or first week of 2022.
2022.
But we will come back the 10th.
Yeah.
And
And we got some ideas that are in the playbook right now. We're discussing. We got just a lot of 2022 is going to be a good year.
I know, and I think that should be our next podcast. Is let's talk about what we want to get out of 2022. What do we want to succeed at? What do we want to learn more at? I have been plagued with this idea that I want to go back to improv. And I feel like every podcast I'm listening to is someone is yeah, I grew up
That's where
doing
I'm at.
improv,
Yeah.
or I'm at Second City, or I'm at Groundlings, or all these little improv stuff. And I'm man, that is something I want to do. I only did one class. I think I want to do another one. So I think
Gotta go back.
let's next week, let's talk about our 2022 things we want out of it.
Aspirations.
Yes.
I like it. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Go Fix Yourself. Like we said, we have a video that came out today as well. The Christmas
Yeah.
Visitor. Go like it, love it, review it, watch it, share it, do all the things. Order some smelling salts. Yeah, order 2 bottles of smelling salts. Put one up to each nostril. Inhale the piss out of it.
Oh God.
And just click that
Bro,
like button
I don't
as
know.
fast as
I don't know
possible.
about you, but my brain has been fuzzy.
Not anymore.
I'm just saying, ever since I did that stuff, my brain's been a little fuzzy.
I can hear colors now. I'm all over the place. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we are going to see you next week.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for tuning in. Kyle and Steven will be back with a new episode next week. In the meantime, check out GoFixYourselfPodcast.com. And remember to always go fix yourself.